Hey y'all, it's Chris and welcome back to Creative Loops. This is my channel where I explore all things yarn, crochet, and sometimes knit. And you have to bear with me with the lighting. It's pretty early in the morning, so I don't want to wake people up. And yeah, it's still really dark in the mornings now as the hours of daylight slowly start to dwindle. I don't mind the longer hours of nighttime because my birthday is often right on or around the winter solstice, so the day of the year that has the longest hours of night and the shortest hours of day. As the end of the year is coming up, I enjoy all things spooky Halloween and Christmas. So we're starting to get into my favorite time of the year with you feel the chill in the air and hoodie weather, cardigan weather, as you can see. In this video, I'm going to share with you some updates on a few of the items that I've made over the last few weeks, and I am going to answer some get to know me questions. So about 3 weeks ago now, almost 3 weeks ago now, I was tagged in a video by Brandy from Moon Bay Crochet, and we haven't gotten around to answering that yet, so we're going to answer some questions. Donte and I actually worked together to create some questions of our own to answer, so we're not going to actually answer the questions that Brandy tagged us in. Sorry, Brandy, but we are going to answer some different questions, and Donte is going to actually answer some of those questions with me, which is why we changed the questions. So Donte is not a crocheter. He loves all things gaming and YouTube, which is why we started this channel to help improve some of his editing skills and really show him what it means to have a YouTube channel. He has slowly kind of stopped wanting his own YouTube channel, but we'll see where that goes in the future. So he has given himself the title of creative director for my videos and will help me kind of answer some of these questions. So you'll hear him a little bit later in the video. Right now he is still sleeping and I don't want to wake him up because I enjoy this as I hear someone upstairs. But I really enjoy this time to myself. Is often when I can either try and get a workout in or get some uninterrupted crochet time in. So things that I've made since the last time I showed you what I was making. First and foremost, the hexagon cardigan. So I finally finished the hexagon cardigan and I added a hood. So I finished the second side. The last time you saw it, this was the only side that was finished. So I finished this side and yes, it is done. If you have seen my channel from the beginning, you would recognize this as one of my whips that was in a bag that I talked about having sitting on the side of the couch that I would just grab every now and then, but ended up just kind of sitting there. So it's been a work in progress for probably about a year at this point, because that very first video was done in January. Now I'm gonna link the pattern for Tony's Hexa Granny cardigan because I didn't really use a pattern for this, but I really like how her pattern talks you through the different changes that you can make to make the cardigan your own. So I'm going to link her pattern below. It is $9.50 if you pay for the pattern, but you can sign up for her newsletter and get the pattern for free if you do want a link. But you can also find tons of tutorial videos on YouTube right here. So if you just do a search for hexagon granny cardigan tutorial, you can find tons of tutorials. I think Passionate Kelsey has a tutorial as well on her channel. So I did do some decreasing here, and then I added on ribbing, which is just single crochet in the back loop only. Same thing to this one. When I added the hood, almost any project that I do is going to have moss stitch. So I absolutely love doing a moss stitch on my items because it's a fun stitch to do, and it is super relaxing once you get into the motion of the single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one. I love it. It's my go-to stitch for a lot of things. So you'll see that is what borders the sides here, the inner sides here, and the hood. On the bottom, I just have more ribbing, so you can see the moss stitch goes all the way down the sides to the bottom here, and then here's some more ribbing, back loop only ribbing along the bottom. I am happy. When I did the hood, I work up, and then I do some like drastic decreasing. Yeah, I do three stitches together to create this point here, so that it's not so pointy in the back. I don't like the hoods. The best hoods are made in three pieces. So you do like a piece for the sides, and then a flap to go along the top, and then you sew them together like that. But when you're crocheting, you usually make two pieces that you then just seam together. It's like two squares that you put together, and it makes the hood. But that will create a really strong point in the back that I don't like that point. So when I'm doing a crochet hood and I'm not doing three pieces, I can't even remember the last time I've done three pieces that I put together, even though that looks the best. But when I'm not doing that, I'll start doing, if I'm doing double crochet 3 together for about 3 rows, and then I'll seam it together at the top so that it has this decrease here in the back and it's not so pointy in the back. That's how I do my hoods for the most part. There are 2 other things that I've made that I haven't shown you all yet. One of them is a hippo. I can't remember, it was a tutorial video that I did. I think it was like Lily and something crochet. I'll link that in the description, but it was a little hippo amigurumi, a little hippo stuffed animal. A coworker of mine was leaving and going back to teaching, and so her favorite animal is a hippo. So I made this little hippo, and I tried to give it some orange eyes because her favorite color is orange, but it ended up looking more like a copper kind of burnt orange, almost red look. But I'll put some pictures here because I don't have it anymore. I gave it to her already, so I'll put some pictures. She did take the pictures. I was super happy with how it turned out. I loved the tutorial videos were really easy to follow. I had no issues making the hippo at all. It is a sewing pattern, so you do have to sew on the arms and the ears and stuff. You even have to sew the neck to the head to the body, but it was pretty easy and simple to follow. I'll link that below. And then the second thing that I made, I used Red Heart Bitty stripes in the color Mermaid and made a mermaid tail. So we'll insert that video here. My niece, I think I have a picture of her that I'll cover her face, but my niece really wanted a mermaid tail. She saw one in a video and she's been asking for one ever since, and she knows that I could make her one. She's 3. She just knows that I make things, and so she's been asking me for the longest time if I could make her a mermaid tail. So I finally made her a mermaid tail. I decided to use Red Heart Bitty Stripes in the color Mermaid because I had quite a bit of it still sitting around, and figured what better yarn to use than Red Heart Bitty Stripes in the colorway Mermaid. Now, before some of you Red Heart haters out there ask me if I actually love my niece or not because I used Red Heart Super Saver, what I have to say to you is that Red Heart Super Saver is time tested and grandparent approved, and it is the yarn that will probably outlast the roaches after the nuclear apocalypse. That yarn will stand the test of time and will be an heirloom. So I have no doubts in my mind that that mermaid tail, while it may not be the softest mermaid tail out there, is a mermaid tail that will hold up to all of her rough housing, all of her growth and refusal to acknowledge that she's outgrown it, and will hopefully stick around and be there when she's ready to pass it on to her children. So I am not concerned in any way about the yarn that I used, and it turned out beautiful. So yes, I do love my niece, if there was ever a question about it. Now, I realized I didn't tell you about the yarn I used for the cardigan here. Now, if you saw my video, the very first video that I did, and or if you saw my video where I did the finisher frogget and I showed off some of my whips, I talked about the yarn that I was using for this, and most of this, all of these except for this color changing yarn, this one right here at the front, and it is right here in this, it's also right here. So this yarn right here is a yarn that changes colors. It has greens, it has blues in there. That yarn is We Crochet or Knit Picks Chroma worsted. I don't remember the colorway, but I'll make sure it pops up in the video. And this is a worsted weight yarn. It is a wool and acrylic, I think it's a wool, acrylic, and nylon blend. It's a wool blend. All of this yarn is actually a wool blend with acrylic. So this one is chroma worsted, and I love this yarn, but it does not hold up well. It does peel really easily. It says it's machine washable and tumble dry, but when you put it in the washing machine, it does frizz up and feels like it's about to fall apart. But when you put it in with other yarn, it does hold up better. But if you're making something with only this yarn, I wouldn't recommend it at all. I don't like it by itself. I love the way it looks, but I wouldn't recommend just making a solid piece with only this chroma yarn. The rest of this yarn, so this light gray, dark gray, black, and this dark green, are all Knit Picks or We Crochet's Mighty Stitch, which is my all-time favorite yarn to use. It is a wool acrylic blend, and it is just so soft. It is machine washable and tumble dry. It's super soft. It does frizz up a little bit, but I don't mind that look, and it doesn't frizz up too much, so it won't get like outrageously frizzy and super pilly or anything like that. And if it does, you can just take a little shaver, go through, shave off the pills, but it holds up really well. I have another cardigan that I wore in my first video, and I've had that one for a while now, and it still is like brand new. I love that, and it's really warm. It is super warm. So I think my only complaint about this yarn is that it's labeled a worsted weight yarn, but it is definitely, it's pretty thin. So I would say it's comparable to Caron Simply Soft, You know, Karen Simply Soft is labeled a worsted weight yarn, but it's a pretty thin worsted weight yarn. I would say that this is comparable. The size of this is comparable to Karen Simply Soft's thickness, where I would personally label it like a DK or a sport weight. Honestly, it's not thick enough where if I saw it and had to label it myself, I would not label it a 4 worsted weight. But I still love working with it, and I do love a thinner weight yarn, and it comes in a lot of beautiful colors. So there's that. This next part of the video is the getting to know us, or the Let's Get Personal 2.0 questions. We did do a Let's Get Personal video a few months ago, so this is kind of like our 2.0, some additional get to know us kind of questions. Donte will ask me the question, I will answer it, and he'll probably answer some of the questions. He might not answer all of the questions, but I know he will answer some of the questions. So let's get started.
Who's more competitive when it comes to games or challenges?
When it comes to games or challenges, I am not really competitive at all. I am definitely more of a collaborative gamer. I like doing things that team members work together to accomplish. I'm not a great gamer, let's just be honest. I'm not a great gamer. I would prefer sitting back and watching someone game while I'm crocheting, but if I am playing a game, I like to be on a team because I already know I'm not good, and so if I'm on a team, then at least I can have fun and enjoy what's happening with someone else, and they'll probably have to carry the team because I'm not that great. Donte, super competitive. So, who do you think's more competitive?
I think I am. What's your go-to comfort food or snack while relaxing?
My go-to comfort food or snack while relaxing has been popcorn. I have been all about popcorn lately, and yeah, it's all about harm reduction, because at least I don't feel as guilty snacking on popcorn as I would if it were potato chips or tater tots or anything else that I could like throw in the air fryer or just grab a greasy bag of. So the popcorn's not the healthiest thing in the world, but it is healthier than some of the other snack options that I would probably go to if I had those in the house instead. So my go-to snack and comfort food is definitely popcorn. What would you say?
One of my go-to snacks when I'm relaxing was in Mexico when I had a pina colada. Maybe a Belvita. What's one movie, show, or game you can rewatch, replay, and never get tired of?
That's a good question. A lot of my answers could change, but this one I know will definitely change. Right now, my answer to this will probably be Wicked, because that recently came out. I love musicals, and it's something that I can just throw on and I can listen to, and I know what's going on in the background. So I would definitely say right now my go-to movie to just throw on and I'm not getting tired of it lately is Wicked. But again, that changes. I rarely watch the same thing over and over again. So there's that.
A movie that I could never get tired of would be Finance for Freddy's. What's one small thing that makes your day instantly better?
One small thing would probably be my cup of coffee or tea in the morning. I'm trying to slow down on the amount of coffee that I'm drinking, and so I've been making chai lattes in the morning, and those have been really delicious, really good, and so I haven't really been missing the coffee when I make the chai lattes. So my morning is not complete if I don't have that warm cup of comfort. I'm realizing that a lot of it is also the routine for me. I think the what's bringing me the comfort isn't necessarily the drink itself, but the routine of, waking up, having that warm cup, having the steam hit my face. It's almost like a ritual in the morning, and so my day doesn't feel complete if I haven't been able to do that, which I haven't had my morning cup yet, so that will be the first thing I do once I'm done filming this.
Sometimes there might be blood rivals.
So a video game?
Yes, or sometimes it might be playing soccer. If you could travel anywhere tomorrow, where would you go?
If I could travel anywhere tomorrow, I would probably go back to Puerto Vallarta. I really enjoy the weather. I enjoy the whole vibe of that city, and so I would definitely go back there, just lay out on the beach a little bit longer. It will definitely be going back to a beach somewhere where I can enjoy some nice hot weather before fall hits. If you could travel anywhere tomorrow, where would you go?
Mexico. What's something people might be surprised to learn about you?
Something that people might be surprised to learn about me. I mentioned this in the last Get to Know Me video, but I am the president and CEO of a nonprofit organization. So I do run a nonprofit. I don't really talk about that in my videos, because this is something that I do to help me de-stress and to be able to take some of the focus and worry that I have from work off of my mind, and this really helps me just calm down, just calm my mind. I have a lot of stress and worry from work, personal life, everything. We always carry a lot of stress with us, worrying about, whether we're paying bills, whether we're doing the right thing as parents, and being able to crochet really helps me set some of that aside, and I can often, when my mind is calm, find solutions to a lot of the things that I'm worried about that I wouldn't have been able to come to if I didn't have that moment to really just reset. So yeah, one thing people might be surprised to learn about me is that I do run a nonprofit. Question 7 is for Donte. What project of mine has been your favorite so far?
The bag that we went to the airport with.
The messenger bag?
Yeah. If you could design a crochet item inspired by a video game, what would it be?
If I could design a crochet item inspired by a video game, it would definitely be something Pokemon. Now, I know there are so many crochet Pokemon patterns out there right now. There are a couple of people that I actually follow that have some of their own patterns, like Zach from Crochet Me Zaddy. If you sign up for his Patreon, you can find his pattern notes for all of his evolution Pokemon buddies. Chris from Naughty Bear, he also has a Patreon where you can find his pattern notes for a Snorlax and a couple of other Pokemon Amigurumi pieces as well. But if I were to design anything that was related to a video game, it would definitely be Pokemon, just because that's mainly the main game that I do play when I play video games.
Yeah, I would probably say that I would make a plushie for Blowout Rebels. It's a Roblox game. If we swapped hobbies for a week, how do you think it would go?
If we swapped hobbies for a week, me and Donte swapping hobbies. Donte has a lot of hobbies. So Donte right now has been drawing. Video games is definitely the biggest hobby. He has a lot of these science kits that he gets every month and that he likes to put together. He also really enjoys playing soccer. I would say sports in general, but soccer right now is the big one. So if I had to pick one of his hobbies that I think would go well, it would definitely be the science kits, just because I really enjoy putting together a good science kit myself. If I had to pick a hobby that would not go well, it would definitely be gaming. I immediately going in would lack the motivation. And yeah, that would probably make it very boring for me. So there's that. How do you think it would go if you had to crochet for a week?
I'd probably skip a few days.
So
I want to take a few breaks for blood riddles.
you take a few breaks so that you could play video games?
Yes, there's probably good, because there's this new update in Blood Rebels this week, and there's another update that's going to be wild for next week.
Okay. So you'd take breaks so that you could go back to your other hobby?
Yes.
Okay.
What's one video you'd love for us to make together?
One video I would love for us to make together is, I would love to make a video where we're crocheting together. So I would love for Donte to go all in on learning how to crochet, because we have not crocheted anything since the Woobles. Even though he has said that he wants to continue to crochet, he hasn't actually done anything since the Woobles. So I would like to make a video with us crocheting together, just a crochet and chat where we're both crocheting and just talking about random things. I would like that. Maybe in the future that will be a video that we can make together.
Yarn store?
Going to a yarn store? You would like to make a yarn store video with me?
Sure.
That is everything that I have for you today. Hope you really enjoyed seeing the finished whip that has been a whip for a long time, and really enjoyed the Get to Know Us 2.0 questions that we answered. If you've made it this far into the video and you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. You might as well stick around. And if you don't want to miss any of the videos that we post going forward, make sure you hit that bell icon so that you're notified whenever we post something new. So until next time, please keep those creative loops going. Bye y'all.